Welcome back to Twitch and Block Sports Talk. We're going to roll into the state of the Steelers, the Broncos, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
We don't have nothing to say about the Chiefs.
Yeah, we do. We're going to have a good conversation about it. But we're throwing it over to Twitch here, getting a huge win, taking the division lead over there for the Steelers. What's the state of the Steelers rolling into Week 15?
Well, I guess we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but 7-6, first place in the AFC North after that win over Baltimore. And for as pessimistic as I've been, I don't have them going far in the playoffs, but I have Pittsburgh. I've had them back and forth all year, but I feel like they're going to win at least two of these games. So they got Dolphins on Monday night, like we just talked about on the show. They've got the Lions in Detroit. I feel like that's honestly going to be an L. But then they play the Browns in Cleveland, and then they finish up the year at home against the Ravens. So that still could divide the division. But with how they played, I said, not to poo on the Steelers parade, I said, but like a couple different questionable calls. Defense still made enough plays down the stretch to close out the game, which they hadn't done. So kudos to them. But I feel like they're in the driver's seat, and they have a really good chance to probably win the division now, is where they're sitting at. Last week, I continued talking about Jaylen Warren and him having, in a close ball game, having a touchdown and a 27-22 to win, 27-22 win. At that time, I can't remember what the score was. I think the Ravens were down by less than a score, and he had a wide open 40-yard touchdown. But I said I continue to like things out of Gainwell. He just continues to make, like I said, he continues to make 4 or 5 plays every single week. Can do some things in the passing game, and so I said, I still don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming that Metcalf. It was nice to see them last week, like we talked about. 7 catches for $147. DK Metcalf appearance for the first time, it seemed like, in 6 weeks, after having 5 straight games under 50 yards. So Pittsburgh. Hopefully, I'm not really optimistic when they play the teams like the Jags or Bills and stuff, but hopefully they can carry that over. So they signed Adam Thielen last week, get him more acclimated. Calvin Austin, I still feel like he's had more than one catch, but he did have the one. He had the one catch for 31 yards. So Connor Hayward had a couple big plays. So getting good contributions everywhere. But also moving Marquez Valdes-Scantling, knows for his drops in Green Bay and Kansas City, but former favorite teammate of Rodgers has been on the practice squad for a couple weeks, and they brought him up last week, and so kind of hopefully by committee between Thielen and Scantling and a couple of the other guys, the tight ends that they have, Pat Freiermuth for the 3rd straight week, I think, had like 3 targets. So it's just not. I'm not happy with. And again, I'm not happy with our passing game, even though Rodgers probably played his best game as a Steeler. But still, I question that down the stretch as far as, again, the same question all year. Is the number 2 receiver. And I said, the defense has got shored up on last week, giving up over 250 to the Bills. Ravens had over 215 this last week. So for a team that was traditionally known for being a stop-the-run team, that's where I think the focus is going to be. I don't really have near as long a session this week. They said Tomlin
Saved his job for 2 years.
Saved his job. Oh, that's just it too, and that's just it too. Don't even get started on that. But it's like probably finish 9-8. Then, like we always do, we'll play the Bills like we did 2 years ago, or the Chiefs, and we'll probably make the first round of the playoffs and get blown out, and then we'll draft number 20 in the draft or 19 in the draft, and because they won our division, we won't fire Tomlin, and we'll just keep the show pony going. So that's how I feel about it.
Keep that train a chugging.
I can see us even winning, but we're not going to jump frog anybody, like leapfrog anybody.
Yeah.
So I can see us winning at least 3 out of 4. Only one. I just don't see us winning the Lions game at all. But like I said, Rodgers playing his best game. Some contributions out of, like I said, guys like, besides Warren, out of Gainwell and a couple of the other wide receivers. Like Calvin Austin has 1 catch for 31 yards. I said, but I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot else. I said.
Well, I don't know. The Chiefs, I think that they're pretty much mathematically eliminated from what really is the playoff schedule. We do have a game against the Chargers at home on Sunday at noon. Like we talked about, I'd like to think that we win that game, but we've lost a couple at-home games that I didn't expect to lose. I do expect us to win against the Titans on the road.
Hopefully.
If we lose that one, there's a lot of other things that we need to talk about. We've all got tickets here at this podcast to go watch the Chiefs play the Broncos at home on Christmas Day, and that's a game that I hope has some playoff implications, but it's not going to have. I don't think it's going to have implications for the Broncos. I think the Broncos, well, it will. It will have some implications.
It'll have seeding and
it'll have seeding implications, but I mean, I don't think that's going to be the Chiefs getting into the playoffs at this point, and then the last game against the Raiders. So I mean, it's sad. We'll figure out what we do from here. I don't think, like we talked about earlier, I don't think the dynasty is done, but this was definitely a setback year where we misfired on a couple of cylinders. We need to get the car into the shop, and we need to figure out why we're misfiring on so many cylinders. But I'm definitely excited about what the Broncos are going to do, honestly, because they got some stock in that automobile industry. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen with the Broncos over the next 4 weeks?
I think the state of the Broncos is got a division win. Bo Nix is still undefeated against the Raiders, which is always nice because nobody likes the Raiders at all. 24-17, obviously a little bit closer than people might have thought. Our defense is still rolling, 4 sacks for a loss of 24. Zach Allen still leads the NFL in QB hits. Didn't get a sack this week, but let me double check. Don't want to miss a stat in here. 3 QB hits. Had 4 sacks. Nick Bonito pop it out, 2 sacks. I mean, our defense is rolling around. RJ Harvey kind of having a building on what he's been doing so far. 100 yards total scrimmage and a touchdown in there. Just running the ball.
He ran through guys. He had a great game this week.
For a
so
guy
don't dismiss him.
Yeah, for everybody. No, I don't know about everybody. Everybody thinks he's more of like a speed back though, and out of the flat guy. But I think this week showed that he can run the ball between the tackles, and he'll run you over if you're in front of him. I'm excited for that. I'm happy with our running back by committee. Obviously Harvey's kind of stepping up to be that new guy, but McLaurin and Batty both coming in, both got 4 carries. But I feel like, I mean, McLaurin 5.5 yards a carry and Batty 4 yards a carry. So I mean that's still efficient running game. Obviously our offensive line's paving the way for that. Having a great offensive line. Court and Pat Bryant having really good offensive series. It was nice, when we first had little Jordan Humphrey 2 years ago and we cut him. I was happy we cut him because he had big drop problems, but he came in and caught 3 balls for 27 yards. So I'm excited to see what he comes into. Obviously out of all of our offseason signings that were hits this year, Evan Ingram has been kind of a dud so far. 2 catches for 8 yards. Just nothing exciting from him at all. But Marvin Mims gets a touchdown after having those concussions. He gets a punt return touchdown.
Yep,
Huge special teams play. And that's one thing that the Broncos, obviously, our scoring's been a little bit of an issue for us offensively. So being able to score on special teams like that and have big plays on special teams helps us indefinitely. And this week is about the biggest measuring stick you can get, especially this late in the season when we play the Green Bay Packers, who are the number 2 seed in the NFC. And we're the number 1 seed in the AFC right now because we have the tiebreaker over the Patriots right now. So I'm excited for this game. I think at home we get it done. But our defense going against that Packers offense has been clicking, and then that our defense shutting down, I think can shut down the run game and make them force them to throw the ball, which our secondary has proven that, you might be able to get a couple on us, but eventually we'll shut you down. I mean, the number of times that I knew before the snap, watching the game, that I knew that Geno was throwing the ball to Brock Bowers because that's, that inside the 20, that's their guy. It's proved it last year. And we roll Patrick Surtain one-on-one, and our guy's just better than your guy in that situation. And there's nobody on – it's kind of a double-edged sword that there's nobody on the Packers that I'm worried about, really burning us. But also with that being said, anybody can burn us with the Packers. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I think shutting down Jacobs will be huge for this game. I also think getting our offense clicking consistently. Bo Nix's passing chart from last week was, nothing spectacular, no really down the field movement, which I think obviously we were holding some stuff, putting some stuff in the pocket for this game. You install plays during the Raiders week. You're like, okay, we might run these, but then we put them in our back pocket for the Packers game because there might be a last second drive that we need 45 yards and 25 seconds to get down the field. So you save some of those plays for these big time moments. But I'm excited where we're at because we're not going to lose this game, but hypothetically, if we did, we still have the AFC West locked up unless the Chargers. The Chargers could catch us, but
Are they still at 9-4?
yeah, they're 9-4. So
Okay.
we dropped this one, we're still at 11 wins, and they would be at 10. So
Yeah.
we'd still be a game up, and we still have to play them one more time.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in a good position. We're still in our own driver's seat.
So if you have the kids Sunday,
Yeah.
you should bring the kids out here Sunday afternoon for the Packers-Broncos game, and then bring them back out here for the Monday Night Football, because we have to roll this podcast on Monday night next week.
Yeah.
Just because I'm going to be down in Pittsburgh, Phillipsburg, something
These-
Burg. I'm going to be in a Burg. I'm going to be somewhere in southeast
Kansas.
So we'll have to run this podcast, and then we're going to do it during that game.
Yeah.
And that'll be the last time I have to be on the road, I think. So
It'll be nice, though. I think, there's a huge game for the Broncos this week because, it means everything and nothing at the same time. We win this one, we look great, we feel great about ourselves, we have good momentum rolling into the playoffs. We lose this game, okay, we lost to a really hot team that's been really good defense. Our destiny's still in our own hands, which is nice. You're not relying on other people to get in there.
There's no shame unless they have a debacle. There's no shame in losing to the Broncos or the Packers.
Yeah, unless it
And you
looks
won
like
10
a
straight,
yeah,
so.
unless
Better to get it out now.
yeah, exactly. It's always good for a good team to lose down the stretch. Knock on wood. Like you don't want to lose, but if you do, you're like okay,
Yeah.
gives you something to grow for. Kind of like the Hank Hill motto. I'm going to give you 4.5 stars so you have something to improve on. I think it's
Yeah.
the same concept. But I think we're in a good position now for the run here. But that concludes. No, it doesn't.
week 15,
Yeah, that's week 15.
Twitch and Box Sports Talk.
Sports talk.
Only 4 weeks left, man.
Only
Just
4
like
weeks
that.
left. Been
Makes me
rolling.
sad.
Been rolling. We appreciate everybody. Be on the lookout for our Twitch and Box Sports Talk, the full session. This is just the state of the teams. We appreciate everybody listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you go look at the Twitter poll out there.
No.
For the Christmas Day sign challenge.
No.
For LSV.
No.
Be on the lookout for that. But appreciate everybody listening, and
Oh my
we'll catch you guys next week.
God.